All right, if you've been keeping an eye on the market lately, there's one name that's probably been popping up on your radar over and over: NHPC. There has been a ton of action with this stock, and today we're going to break down exactly what's behind this massive surge. Let's dive right in.
It's really the question on every investor's mind, right? You see a huge public sector company like NHPC just light up the charts all of a sudden, and you've got to ask, what is going on here? Is this just a flash in the pan, or is there something real and substantial happening under the hood?
And this is the number that really kicked the whole thing off. On January 2nd, 2026, the stock just took off. We're talking about an intraday jump of up to 5%, hitting a high of 83.8 rupees. Now, that's not just a small move. It was backed by some serious trading volume, and believe me, it got everyone's attention. So here's our game plan for how we're going to unpack this whole story. We'll start with that surge itself. Then we'll look at a really interesting shift in leadership that's turning a lot of heads. From there, we'll dig into the company's new Vision 2026 plan and the monster project that's powering it. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with what this whole thing could mean for you as an investor. Okay, first things first, let's set the stage and really get the bigger picture behind this sudden burst of activity. Now, what's really important to get here is that NHPC's jump wasn't just happening in a bubble. There is a huge theme playing out in the market right now, and that's a ton of buying interest in public sector power stocks, especially ones with a renewable energy story. But even with the whole sector doing well, NHPC was actually outperforming the Nifty Energy Index. That tells you there's some specific strength here. But this story isn't just about market trends, not at all. There are some very, very important changes happening inside the company that are giving investors a really good reason to lean in and pay close attention. So, on January 1st, 2026, right after a senior director retired, NHPC announced a major reshuffle at the top. We've got new executive directors for finance, for projects, and for the technical side. Look, this isn't just some routine HR announcement. This is a brand new team taking the controls. And here is the absolute key. All of these promotions, they came from within the company. Now, why does that matter so much? Well, think about it. It tells investors that the company is super confident in its own people. It signals stability, it signals continuity, and it means the leadership team already knows the company inside and out. That is a huge positive sign. And that new direction, well, it has a name. This new leadership team wasted absolutely no time in laying out their game plan, and they're calling it Vision 2026. This is basically their roadmap for growth. And when you look at these pillars, one word just jumps out: acceleration. They're not talking about just keeping things steady. No, they're focused on becoming a bigger leader in clean energy, getting projects done faster, and bringing in new tech. The message to investors is crystal clear. We're shifting into a higher gear, and we're ready to meet the country's growing demand for power. So, if you're looking at NHPC for the long haul, this is exactly what you want to see. You've got a clear plan from the company for aggressive growth, and it lines up perfectly with the government's big push for hydropower and renewables. It's like having a powerful wind at your back. Now, a vision is great, but you need a real engine to make it happen. And for NHPC, that engine has a name: Subansiri. This is without a doubt the single most important project in the company's entire pipeline. Just look at that number for a second. 2,000 megawatts. That one figure tells you everything you need to know about the incredible scale of this thing. We're talking about a colossal amount of power that is about to start feeding into the grid in a very, very big way. So what exactly is it? Well, the Subansiri Lower hydroelectric project is not just any old dam. It's India's largest run-of-the-river hydro project. This is a monumental effort with a price tag of over 27,000 crore rupees. This isn't just a big deal for NHPC, it's a big deal for the entire country. And here's the most exciting part. This isn't some project that's years away, it's happening right now. Unit 2 is already up and running commercially. Unit 1 is generating power as we speak and should be official very soon. And the rest of it, another 1,500 megawatts, is set to come online in phases all through 2026. This means we're on the verge of seeing this project directly boost NHPC's bottom line. Okay, so we've looked at the market buzz, the new leadership, that ambitious vision, and the powerhouse project. Now, let's put all the pieces together and figure out what this means for you. You know, every investment has two sides to it. On the plus side, you've got that solid government backing, a massive project like Subansiri firing up, the whole renewable energy trend, and a great track record of paying dividends. But on the flip side, you have to be realistic. Big projects can face delays, regulations can change, the stock isn't exactly cheap right now, and the company has taken on a lot of debt to fuel this growth. So, how could you approach this? Well, if you're a long-term investor, maybe you look for chances to buy on dips, perhaps around that 75 to 80 rupee level. If you're more of a short-term trader, you might be watching for a clean break above that 85 rupee resistance mark, which could open the door to a higher move. And if you're just playing the whole renewable energy theme, then you absolutely need to watch the national budget for any big announcement. And that really brings us to the final million-dollar question. You've got a clear vision, you've got stable new leadership, and you've got a total game changer of a project coming online. The pieces are definitely there. But with the risks and the current high valuation, is this a company you marry for the long term, or is it a short-term trade? As always, that's a decision that really depends on your own personal strategy.